take a look at the rate limiter pattern. As you know what rate limiting is, it's just giving putting a limit on how many times the user can make take a particular action or make a particular request to maybe an API key, or just take an action and make it an API. So as you know, in Web 2 you could use libraries like Redis to check the IP, then limit it based on set our limits based on time. But for Solana, the way it's almost similar, except when you call the program checks the created PDA. It checks the last time, the previous time, then compares it, then updates the stamp based on that, whether you execute the operation or not. But if the last time exceeds the program logic, then it will just revert it. So some of the trade-off and constraints is that the expiry mechanism, it's automatic. The expiry is automatic, while this you'll have to check it each time, so it's a bit slower. For how it calls, this one checks based on request, that's 5 requests per minute. This one checks based on time, so it checks the cooldowns is the last call. It's simpler, but it's a bit less flexible. The cost is minimal because Redis is kind of cheaper and freer, while the cost of calling could be 0.01, so it's more expensive. And bypassability is that for Web 2 you could easily just use many IPs to bypass this, which is called the Sybil attack. And in Solana, even if you want to do that, it's more expensive to do because you have to create more wallets and put Sol in it. So like this diagram explains, the user wallet calls the program checks the user's PDA and compares the last time with the current time, then updates the timestamp if it agrees to execute the luggage, but if it doesn't, it will not, to just reverse the action. So let's check. I already mentioned the constraints, like I mentioned, and the trade-offs. So it's, like I said, harder to bypass, and it's much faster when. So now let's run the tests. So for example, now this is just for a test. We have 2 requests pass within the space of 2 minutes. You can only make 2 requests in 2 minutes. It's just a test normally, so you can just access it. So let's try accessing the resource. This is just a test, like we are calling the program. As you can see, you can access it, resource access, because the request is within minute limits. When you try to call it again, obviously you can access it because you are still within this window. But then when you try to access it a third time within this 2-minute window, as you can see, the rate limit is zero and wait for the next window to reset, so you need to wait for another 2 minutes to access it. So that's just it for the rate limiter pattern.